What's going on, everybody? Emmanuel from Wyze.trading here. In this video, we're going to go over how to pass a prop firm challenge and my next challenge. Before I go over my next prop firm challenge, I want to get into detail what a prop firm is. It's a financial company that trades either stocks, currencies, commodities, or other financial instruments. They use their own capital rather than the client's capital. The firm aims to make traders profitable by leveraging the firm's capital and resources, and in return, traders receive a certain percentage of the profits that they generate. Usually along with the money, a prop firm will either provide a broker, like we're going to speak about today with Topstep, risk management tools, or education. Now, for example, Topstep, they evaluate and then fund their traders based on their performance on their simulated trading period. Now, that is the prop firm I'll be using. I'll be using Topstep, and I'll be using their platform, TopstepX. Along with this, I've tried a lot of different prop firms. I personally have not seen any company come close to Topstep. All of them seem to have hidden rules or deny payouts. No matter what prop firm you use, there are pros and cons. And I personally started my first Topstep account in October of 2023, and it's currently October 2024. Now we're going to go over account size. I'll be buying one $150,000 account, and then I'm going to leverage this later on the line to get more accounts, but we'll get into this detail later on. Now, my goals for this challenge are receiving payout within 3 weeks. This is a definitely more aggressive approach than what a beginner should look for. I would not put a timing on funding an account. If you're new to this or new to a challenge, I would just look to trade your trades. But for me, I'm using a time frame for myself because of my experience. Personally, I also want to start off strong. I'm giving myself a cushion in the beginning of the market days, just in case I have a choppy or a bad day or two. I don't fall behind and put my back against the wall taking trades that I don't want to take or I shouldn't take. That's the #1 way to over leverage and over trade and blow an account instantly. Now, my goal is $160,000 for this account in total, so I'm looking for a $10,000 profit. Now, since it would be an express account, I will only be getting $5,000 of this. Now, I'm doing this as a demonstration, how to leverage one account and scale it. With this $5,000, I'll be able to buy 5 more accounts, and then scaling that, it will be about $150 per account to start and $150 to activate. This is leaving me with $1,500 cost. I'll have an extra $3,500 after the fact. Now, if you were to do something like this, as a trader, that $3,500 can go into learning more, creating a cushion for yourself, or maybe throw this into your own personal account just in case you blow a prop firm account. You have extra money to either try again or start to trade your own money along with prop money. Now, my rules are very simple. This is roughly the same rules that I use for my personal account. I'm going to make sure I follow my pre-market plan. This is a plan I make for me and all my members every morning, showing where edge is present in the market, where to short or long off of these areas, and possibly take profits. With this, I do not want to trade within the first 5 minutes. I personally prefer trading NQ over ES at the moment, and most days it's just too volatile for me. And how I trade. My stop loss is not great enough for that volatility. This is absolutely key for every trader. If there's too much volatility, you have to size down, make a bigger stop loss, make a bigger take profit, and change your theory or thesis of the market around a little bit to equate for that higher volatility. I'm also doing too many contracts max. I do not want to over leverage my position. If you're trading a $50,000 or $100,000 account, even $150,000, if you want to play safe and have a good risk management system, I would not use minis, I would stick to micros. Also, when I'm in profit, I do not want to risk over 20% of my profit. For example, if I'm up $1,000 on trade 1, coming into trade 2, I do not want to risk more than $200 on that trade, even less if I could manage to do so. I don't want to give back my gains when I'm up. For example, like a $2,000 day, I would try to keep a 10 to 12% max loss limit. The worst feeling and the worst thing to do is going from green to break even or green to red. This puts you on tilt and a spiral staircase down, like I always talk about, of over leveraging when you shouldn't and when there's no edge in the market to actually trade. I also want a 3-to-1 risk to reward on my trades. With my plans and thesis in the market, this is more than possible. In most scenarios, if I cannot find a good setup in the market supporting my market theory, I will not trade it. I will wait until I can find new edge supporting my thesis that also accommodates my 3-to-1 risk to reward. Also, along with my thesis of the market, I want 2 to 3 confluences. This will make the probability of a correct thesis higher with each confluence. This will help keep my loss rate down and my win rate up. One of the biggest things that I tell every trader is you do not want to be a first-time buyer or a first-time seller. When you're looking to reverse the market, if you're a first-time buyer or first-time seller, the chances of catching the knife or getting ran over by the train is very, very high. This is absolutely normal. As humans, we want the absolute best price. Some people will reverse the market the second they see an opposing candle, and that's not how you reverse the market. The trend is almost always your friend, and more often than not, you should look for follow-throughs, retest before you end up trying to reverse the market. With all that said, let's get into some keynotes. I want to stick to high volume areas. For example, 9:45 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is a high volatile area. This is the best volume to stay out of chop. I don't want to be in a stagnant market. I want to be in and out. Most of my trades, if they don't work for me right away, they don't work at all. Especially with these crazy times, I'm going to look at VIX, which is basically the fear indicator, which works inverse with ES. If VX is very high, I might look to size down or wait for overall volatility to die down a little bit. The key thing is I want to react to the data that the market is giving me. I do not want to predict. I don't want to make something up and try it. I want to react to what actually is happening, the facts that are coming from the screen, and make a theory off of that, not just a what if this could happen. I also want to always note base hits add up. I'm not going to look for $1 million day every day. I'm not going to look to pass the account in one day. If it happens that I can do it in 2 days, so be it. I'm looking for my base hits. I'm looking to play safe. I'm looking to build up that cushion. Especially in range-bound days when we're chopping around in the market, the possibility of hitting my stop loss, hitting break even are so much higher if I'm looking for those big moves in the market. You need to learn when to play inside and outside range. That is crucial. And also, I always want to check news. I do not want to get stuck inside news with those big volatile candles, with the slippage, all of that. It is literally a gamble. I'm not trying to play a gamble. I'm trying to stay in the market for a long time. I'm trying to treat this as a business, which every trader should be treating it like. With that being said, let's buy this account right now. And day one starts tomorrow morning.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is Friday, October 4th, 9:01 a.m. We're going to get this TopstepX account, and we're going to see if we can make a couple dollars on this profit. Volatility is high today, so if I see that there's too much wicking, they're not respecting zones today, I'm probably not going to trade it. I'll wait till Monday, but we shall see. No matter what, we are buying the account today. All right, account is good. Let's launch TopstepX here. All right, let's do this. Now I'll be showing you guys trading view and how I draw up my pre-market plan to my zones. All right, clearly this previous supply bounced through it. Now we started at a larger time frame here. Again, one of my key zones becomes a new demand zone. Happened here last night, which is good confluence that the key zones work. Price moves off of that area. Same thing with ES here. Key zones, price moves off of that area. 2 out of 2 times, both on ES and NQ from today and yesterday, that we made a key zone we made a demand zone off of a previous key area. Like I said, that means buyers or sellers, depending if we're to the top side or the bottom side, making demand or supply, they deem that key zone a good area where volume has came through, and then there's a big move off of that zone. We do not want to trade in chop. So every time a key zone like this or key zone up here then becomes a supply or a demand zone where my previous pivot point was, or to take a trade or exit, deems that it's a high value area. And that kind of lets me know that my key zones work, right? I don't want to trade in chop. I want to see where the market moves off of and trade off of that. We are making the pre-market plan now. I like to make early morning targets. As for me and most of my traders, like to trade early morning. All right, so pre-market plan is written up for NQ. I have possible points of reversals to the top side and the bottom side, just in case it's midday or we pass that pre-market plan for the morning side. Each of these zones used as pivot points. A supply zone can be used as a pivot point after a break, and same thing for a demand zone. When we're still in a supply zone, I don't look too long in here, and when we're still in a demand zone, I don't look too short in there. That is my #1 rule to follow. Again, all my zones get written up every morning, even if I personally do not trade. All right, like I said, pre-market plan is made. I never just make one plan, whether short or long. There's always points of the market that I'm looking to take it short or long, whether we're on the top side or the bottom side, the support or resistance of the actual key area that I have. If you're just looking for shorts or if you're just looking for longs, you are trying to predict the market instead of reacting to the information it is giving you. With that said, we have 15 minutes to opening bell. I'm going to look at this DOM right here, going to see if I can spot any weaknesses or strengths in between these numbers to add to my pre-market plan or throw into the intraday commentary. All right, so what I notice here is VIX is coming into a key area. All right, so before we start this off, I want to just go over what I'm looking at. Above here, I have Apple, Meta, Google. What you can see here is Nvidia, which is key for me, Tesla, which is key for me also recently, Amazon, VIX, which is huge at the moment with the big fear in the market. As you can see, we're over 20. An ES 1 minute, which usually I change to a 5 minute or a 15 sometimes, and then Microsoft in here. Obviously TopstepX that I'm trading on their platform, Bookmaps in here, and then we have TradingView, which I chart on, the Discord to write everybody, and then Bookmaps in here. All right, now that we're all set up, let me know if you guys like this this setup where I can show you guys the Discord when I'm typing, what I'm looking through the DOM Pro and Bookmaps, the TopstepX executions with the TradingView charting, and then just the straight TopstepX application itself. You can see the similarities between ES and NQ, even when they tend to move together, whether one's weaker or stronger on the day or the time. You can see their key zones almost hit exactly at the same time. Like just shorter supply, shorter supply, key area, which is my personal making, key area with my personal making. You see how everything touches together, which is again good. That's going to be the confluences. That's going to be one of the confluences that we're using in the market to aid our theory of the market. If theory works out, that is take profit. If theory is deemed incorrect, that is our stop loss. We can see buying start to slow down here. Bottom left corner, getting some sort of a cliff almost in here. As you can see, spiked up with news. Give us that run up. And then we're starting to get some nice sell-offs in here. I want to see how we react to 5785 right here. We had the first pivot and we had support in here. So we're about 7 points shy of that at the moment. Yeah, pretty good positive delta here at 5785. Bigger than anything else you can see because we just kind of smoked right by it with news. 317, a lot bigger than everything else around it. Also, if you are in the Topstep Discord, or a Topstep trader and not yet in the Discord, join the Discord. They have insane knowledge there. I mainly use the supply and demand category. That's where I post all my stuff. People ask me questions. So if you're not a part of my Discord personally, join the TopstepX one or join mine. So even if you're a part of my Discord personally, join the Topstep one. I post some pretty good stuff in there along with what I post in my personal Discord. And then, of course, all this analysis and with the team members, this is the private Discord. Always before I trade, I check news. We seem to be good today, so hopefully we'll have one direction. All right, so I'm looking for a base or a hold of this key area in here. A lot of buying getting soaked up here on ES.
Order filled.
Again, I saw a lot of buying just getting soaked up, so just trying it early. Usually do not trade this early, but you can get a quick move down here. Also notice how I'm trading one contract to the beginning because of volatility, and it's 931. Very rare that I'll trade like this. I just saw, I'll show you exactly what I saw. Insane prints on Delta over here with no movement up. So I mean someone was buying and there was a passive seller in there. Again, that was my main confluence to take this right here.
Order filled.
Two cons now. We're getting to the bottom of this key area, 2200.
Order
buying
filled.
one back.
Order filled.
ES is basing there. I'm just gonna call it there. We're at 900 bucks. 900 bucks in 2 minutes. ES still hasn't hit that 57.85 level that I was looking at before, so just waiting. That quick add and then the immediate break even is really what makes me my money and literally doubles my risk to reward. See that soak up back past 2200 there. See, I got out at the bottom of the key area. Now for my pre-market plan, I want to see something like this happen. And then I'll look to short off of this 2200 area. If I do not see sellers helping this area and trying to push it down, I will not take this entry, and I'll look for a long afterwards. But it kind of needs to get out of this little area I have here to go to my pre-market plan. Still aggressive buys on Bookmaps, yet no movement. Insane amount of buying pressure, no movement still. You can see the attempt of support right here. Big buyers showing support. So my exit was pretty decent on there with a 2200. Again, if I didn't see this happen, sellers supporting, I'm not looking for that. I will wait again to each side of the key area with a break and retest to then take the trade to the next key area. So all it is just level to level to level. Okay, can you star these? That's awesome. All right, I'm a big fan of that on TopstepX right there. Right at the top, so I don't have to go searching. Props to TopstepX for that. ES is a lot weaker there with that buyback. 5785 on ES now, that number that I was talking about. Just gonna show you guys what I'm typing to the Discord here. All right, so the problem I'm seeing here also with these candles, they're 20, 30 points. I really don't like to make my stop loss greater than 15. Volatility is very, very high. So the pre-market plan was right. That rejection of 2200 literally hit 2201. Sellers holding present to the next key area was correct. Tried it 2 times, I believe, or 3 times even. And I was just too early. There's just too much consolidation inside this zone. And I thought this was going to be the break. And, you know, it happened a couple minutes later, which is normal. Happens all the time. Happens to everybody. Just waiting for the next setup to come into fruition. And then we'll send it again. Again, like how I said, you can see the areas line up. Perfect touch here. Perfect touch there. Even with slight weaknesses and strengths throughout the day, they all come into confluence eventually. If they miss one, the next one always comes into confluence. Whether it's the end of the day, midday, the starting of the next day, there's going to be a time period where they all come back together and work together to aid your theory of the market. If your key zones are right, that's why I only try to trade inside the key zones. Sometimes I'll try to front load it with confluences of order flow like Bookmaps or the equities in the market. There's a nice drop now. Like I said, rejection here on the bottom side of 57.83 to, I believe it was 57.22, which we're at 57.22 now, and then demand in there, and of course same thing here. So missed out on a very, very decent play there. Again, the plans work. I want to see the rejection here. Do take profit 1 and then take profit 2. Want to see the rejection here. Take profit 1. We hit. Rejection again. Rejection here to the next key area. 5772 right here. And then we're looking for possibly demand. Nice touch of demand in there. ES falling just shy, so I'm looking for the bottom side of NQ demand with the top side of ES demand. Again, confluence. Unless they support these 5770s, that'd be interesting. Just shy of demand. NQ, touch of demand. Again, if the market is dropping this hard, don't want to look for a long position that's necessarily overextending. If the market still wants to drop, if I'm counter trending here, was a first time buyer, there's no real pullback to show positive sentiment, not yet at least. The top side touch of demand on ES and the bottom side of NQ coming in exactly together right there. That demand is this news area, so a lot of volume, a lot of volatility. They can look for a short squeeze of whoever's trying to short the bottom side of news, or we can create weakness and really start to fall very, very quick like we saw here.
What's up, Wyze traders? Complete honesty and transparency. I left my mic muted for the rest of my trades, the rest of the time I was talking to everybody. So I'm going to, I guess, cut this into there. But I want to show, well, first of all, this is what I was talking about. Mic is just muted the whole time while I was talking to you guys. and then the end result of the day right here. Same account as you could see, and $2,259 profit for the week. Now I will work out these tweaks that I'm having. It's just new system, new setup. Got to get used to it somehow and make my mistakes. Do not forget, the next part will be just trading. This video was mainly to describe how I use everything, my Discord, basically startup of everything. With that being said, if we stay on track, next video will be completing the XFA, hopefully within 2 to 3 days. So if you're looking to see that, you're looking to see my trades, how I interact with the Discord, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to join the Discord.